How do you make these beautiful hooks?
It's a long process, but I'm very organized. What I do is I already have the coil cut, pre-cut. I try to look to see which one I'm going to select, and the curliest parts I'm going to have it facing to the left. So I select the woods, and then I draw them on the coil, and then I cut them out with a bandsaw. So after I do that, I use a belt sander to just smooth out the edges, then a Dremel to get the insides. After that process, I will put the wood part that's already cut on top of the ivory, and I draw out the tip where I have a vision of what I expect the hook to look like, which is more like a replica of an Alua fish hook right here. It's a replica. So after I cut it out with a bandsaw with the ivory, and I could piece them together. After I piece them together, then I fine sand it with the Dremel, and then after that I'll have to hand sand them. So I actually go down to the beach and I hand sand them by hand to a 400 grit where it's very smooth to bring out the hues. So that by the time I get home that night, I can coat them. So actually, I started at 9 in the morning. By the time it's 6 at night, I could be coating them, which is pretty fast. I do 10 at a time. After I coat them, sometimes it takes 1 or 2 coatings, and hopefully not 3 because of the bubbles. But when I coat them and I'm mixing it, I have to have it under a spotlight, so I can see all the dust that gets on it and the little bubbles. You have to take all of that out. But sometimes you can't help it that the dust gets on it, so that's why you have to re-coat it again. After I re-coat them and it's successful and it's perfect to my eyes, what I think it's top quality to put in the store, then I'll have to do the cords. And the cords, I use a Dremel, which is the same concept as wrapping a tea leaf. I could do it by hand, but the Dremel is much faster because I do a lot of hooks. And after I make the cords, then I get ready to wrap them. And right here I have the wrapping very tightly wrapped, and I drill holes to the top so that the cords go through the top and not connected on the top. So it's very strong and very hard to break. And then after I wrap them, then they're ready. They're ready to bring them to Martin MacArthur.